So as a reminder, this meeting is recorded. Welcome to our DSC Resource Kit community call. So the first item we have on the agenda today is that we have a brand new resource module. Yay! It has passed our high quality guidelines. So it's been added with the DSC suffix. New high quality module, Audit Policy DSC, to allow you to edit your audit policy subcategories and options. And that's some of the security features one of our PMs have been working on. He's been really pushing these security modules. So that has gotten in since the last release. We also have some updates to maintainers. I know Daniel Scott Rainsford was already a maintainer, but he's been added to many more repositories. And we also have Johan's here. Johan, how do you say your last name?
Ljunggren.
Okay. Johan has been added as a maintainer for XSQL Server. And I've also added a list of all of our maintainers in our main DSC Resources repository that's now in our maintainers.md documentation. So if you're ever curious who maintains which repositories, can go ahead and look at that. We have a lot that don't have maintainers. We would love to add maintainers for those. So if you feel like you have a expertise in a certain area, you can go ahead and tell us, and we'll consider making you a maintainer of that repository. All of those repositories that don't have maintainers are looked at only by me or Mariah or whoever is free on the DSC or the DSC team at the time to look at them. So the ones with maintainers definitely get a lot more activity. So thank you to Daniel Scott Rainsford and Johan for becoming our new maintainers. That really helps us out. Okay, and then a big update that's happened since the last release is that we've updated the common tests for all of our resources. They now look like this, if you can see on the screen. We've added tests for PS Script Analyzer. So in our main DSC Resources repository, we have a list of which script analyzer rules we consider required, which we consider only like a flagged rule, so sometimes it's allowed to be suppressed, and which ones we just completely ignore because they're not useful to us. So we have added tests to check for these. Right now, these tests mostly just print out warnings because if I turn them on, pretty much every single repository would fail. So we're looking at maybe turning them on, I would say closer to February of 2017 as actual error checking tests. I would consider turning them on maybe for only the high quality resource modules, since those are the ones that really only require PSSA rules to pass right now. But we have added tests with warnings for that. So if you haven't been looking at passing AppVer tests, please go ahead and look at any of the warnings that PSSA is spitting out there. And it does, unfortunately, these tests do take a while because Script Analyzer itself seems to take a while, which I'm not super happy with. And if anyone has any kind of a workaround to make these tests run faster, I would love to hear it. But I haven't found any way to get Script Analyzer to run faster yet. Oh well. All right, and then modules currently on track to be released. We have quite a few that are on track for, oh, that's today, for next week's release on December 14th. SharePoint DSC is probably going out, PS DSC Resources, Active Directory, ADCS deployment, certificate, computer management, database, DSC diagnostics, Exchange, failover cluster, Hyper-V, networking, PS desired state configuration, SCSMA SQL Server, which I know has breaking changes, storage, and web administration. So that's 17 in total, which is a lot for one release. So that's great. And that list can change, so if there's a PR that comes in before next week, then that'll get into. And Ryan, I see your comment here in the IM that you found that Script Analyzer worked quicker when we run it per rule per file being analyzed. So we are running it per file right now. That was an update we did. As you can see here, like here it's running on MSFT X archive PSM1. And then it does, but this one does run all the rules together and include rule. Maybe we can try adding a for each loop that runs them all separately. Maybe that would make it faster. That's a good idea.
Wait, so Ryan, are you trying to say to do it each rule and then do each file under each rule? Sorry to interrupt, Katie.
You're fine. He's typing.
Yeah. All right. Because, yeah, it does seem to run pretty slow, even having the rule at the top of each file. Okay.
Yeah. We can try breaking it down more and not just using a whole list of rules under include. We could try running it separately for each rule. Maybe that would be faster.
And I think it does run faster for the ones that we can do it per function. Well, actually, I'm not sure if that speeds it up. That could be something we could test, though. Okay, cool.
Yeah, show us examples. We'd love to see it. I want those tests to run faster. Now I have to sit through 10-minute XPS DSC tests, whereas before it was much faster. So those take a while. All right, and then updates we've been doing for PS DSC Resources, which is now our most popular module. Woo! But Mariah and I have been working very hard on cleaning the resources that are in XPS desired state configuration to be able to port them over to PS DSC Resources. So the current status of that, I have a couple pull requests I've actually opened recently, is I've been updating the set resources, which is group set, service set, Windows optional feature set, Windows feature set, and process set. But in the middle of those, there was some cleaning that needed to happen to group and service. The group changes are all just cosmetic. Service actually does have a pretty big rewrite. But it should still work exactly the same. No breaking changes there. And then hopefully once this PR goes through, I can submit Windows optional feature set and Windows feature set. And then Mariah is currently working on process. So once that goes through, we'll be able to submit process set. Script is also currently open. Script has been cleaned. So once that PR goes through, we'll be able to port that over to PS DSC Resources. And then I am currently working on registry, and I see there is a PR open here for that. So I will take those changes into account. So that's the current state of PS DSC Resources. For any new modules that have been submitted, we can really only go one at a time because we have other work we have to get done, and the new modules just are a lot of files, and they take a really long time generally to review, especially since it needs 3 of us too. So the one we're currently focusing on is this Security Policy DSC, which is open here. You can see we've been reviewing it for quite a while and has quite a few comments. So that's the one we're currently working on. Again, it's the push for updating security through DSC that one of our team members has been working on really hard. So We are currently reviewing this one, and the other ones, I'm sorry, are still waiting. I know we have a lot to get through, and some of them have been waiting for quite a while. We are paying attention to them. We haven't forgotten about them, but we can only go one at a time. Sorry. So that's everything I have on my agenda today. Does anybody else have any questions or want to discuss anything? Request any features or changes or anything? The floor is open.
Nothing from my end. You're just doing a great job.
Thank you. You guys are doing a great job too. Get so many PRs submitted, and you guys are really helping out as new maintainers, so that really helps us.
Thanks, guys. Hey, I've got a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys able to hear me?
Yep.
I've got a PR and ADCS deployment that I'm just finalising putting through. Now, a review of that was started by Michael Green a while back, and he sort of made a couple of comments and said, "Can you change these things?" I've changed them, but he hasn't sort of accepted them. But Travis has said, "Okay, no, it's all good. Go, put it through."
Mm-hmm.
What's the deal there? What would we normally do? Would we just go, okay, let's just get it through? Because I've asked Michael if he can sort of just sign off on those changes, but I haven't heard back from him from a wee while, so I presume he's, in limbo, doing some presentation somewhere.
Yeah. So the policy with that is generally if the current maintainer has taken into account the old maintainer's comments and the current maintainer sees them as resolved, then you're good to go. You can go ahead and merge it. So especially Travis. Travis is one of our experts, I guess. So
cool. So he said it's all
that
good,
one's good to go through. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Thanks,
Yeah.
Katie. And as Johan said, you guys are doing an amazing job. Thanks for all the reviews you guys do on the new modules.
Thank you for submitting all the changes and the new modules. Anything else?
Hey, Katie, I was just able to join. I wanted to check on status for Update Services DSC.
Update Services DSC. That's a new module submission?
It was submitted in September.
Submitted in September? Yeah. So if you just joined the call, I was saying before that we can really only take the new module submissions one at a time because there's so much code to review, and it's hard to manage doing other work and reviewing these at the same time and just not being completely consumed by new module submissions sometimes. So right now we're currently focusing on this one, Security Policy DSC. Which one did you say yours was? Server...
Update Services DSC.
Update Services DSC. This Windows...
It says XW sus.
Yeah. Yeah, we can definitely... We're definitely still looking at all of them. This one says it's waiting for the author. Waiting
Right.
for the
I don't know
author
why.
since
Because no one's
Daniel
looked at it
did the
since October.
review already somewhere. Oh, it looks like there was a review started by Daniel. And it looks like changes were made. So yeah, that one can go under review again. Yeah, we're still looking at them. They're still there. We just can only look at one at a time. So right now we're looking at Security Policy DSC, and then we can move on to, well, you're the only person that's asked me, so I can just put that one second for now. Yep. Is that Michael who was talking?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, okay. Hi, Michael. Yeah, sorry I can't give you a more updated status, but we can put that one next in the queue.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Sorry, I'm fighting off a pistol.
You're fine.
If nobody, I guess one thing I wanted to suggest, if nobody else is called up any work they wanted to surface, what do you think about doing a Trello board for the community? I know we've got Waffle, but as going in and trying to pick on which to work on, it's kind of like there's no prioritization in Waffle. It's just a list of what's out there, and it would be really awesome to have a place we could go and say, hey, I'd like to take an hour this morning and go do some reviewables and things like that. If there was a list somewhere that said, okay, well, if you have time to do that, this is our number one, and when that's done, here's our number two, as opposed, because our natural inclination is going to be go into Waffle, go through them, find some that look like they're like dead center in our wheelhouse where we have subject matter expertise, and then go do the best reviews we can do. But if we had a sense of prioritization, it really helps steer where we can put in community hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've looked at Trello. Have you used it before? Is there a way to like link up your GitHub to Trello?
I have not, and I really,
Okay.
I threw out Trello, but I should clarify that I'm really indifferent as to the tool.
Okay.
More the
You
intent.
just want more like a prioritization system?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just something, because I've been trying to at least a few hours a week go in and review stuff.
Yeah.
But I never know if I'm attacking the work that needs it the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's harder definitely on Waffle when we have a lot of PRs. And we get asked,
Right.
okay, which one do you want me to review first? There is this little, what is this, like a scale icon here where I can put a size, but that might just be, I don't know if anybody else can edit that or if only the people who can write to the repository can put that in. Yeah, we can look at options for that. I also saw something called, what was it, Get Poll or something, where you can vote on like what issues you think. And then DSC itself has user voice, where if you really have an issue that you think is important, you can always look in user voice and see what's there. But yeah, I could see how a prioritization scheme just for our PRs and all of our issues would be useful.
The scale is not accessible for us, only for you.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah, in a way, it's like, if you could have me spend the next hour working on anything, what would you have me spend it on? And to make that really clear, then it's easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would generally say that it's not bad, like picking out what's in your expertise wheelhouse to work on, because everyone here, especially in the resource kit, has a completely different areas of expertise. So if you work on something that's in your wheelhouse, that could be completely not in somebody else's, which is pretty useful. But yeah,
Yeah,
we
and
can look
then
at Trello.
and maybe if we, because most of the time for the PRs, it's kind of, I mean, either by like oldest or, I mean, sometimes there's a priority, but then if we do find ones that are need to be done more than others, I mean, maybe we could find a way to move that to the top or add some kind of label or something for it.
Yeah, we do have a high priority issue for labels. Or
Okay.
the,
Yeah.
I think I just said that backwards. We have a high priority label for issues.
Oh, for issues, but not for PRs.
Well, you can always put a label on a PR too.
Yeah. Because, yeah, I mean, we could just add that in and then I don't know if it would add another column or just maybe sort it differently. I'm not sure how much, yeah. But yeah, that could be helpful.
Here's what Trello looks like. So yeah, we could put cards in here of like, but then we have to manually put them in, which is my only kind of,
Yeah.
because the PRs and the issues are often moving around a lot, moving around states.
Yeah, it's several hundred cars. I don't think it's practical
Mm-hmm.
to add them manually. So
Yeah. But I don't know, maybe we could
Yeah, and
find.
even if we just took our, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a way that doesn't create administrative work. Like if there was anywhere where we just publish, these are our top 3, or this is the high quality module that we're trying to get through the pipeline now. Anything that was like a traffic director.
Yeah, I saw the new module submission. Which one we are reviewing wasn't very clear, so I added that in progress this morning actually. And we can keep that like the in progress on whichever one we're currently working on. Or if we're working on 2, we can add it to both. But maybe we could also add like high priority, medium priority, low priority, like at the full scale rather than just having high priority. Would that be useful, or is it only useful to have high priority?
I think just high priority.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we could just maybe start using that a little more.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we could just go in and add the label.
Yeah.
Oh, is it not in here?
Can you also add a high priority swim lane to Waffle board?
Yeah, we could do that.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Add a new column. Eh. Let's see. Oh, maybe it took it away because I haven't used it in a while. Anyways, we will add the high priority label back and add that new column on Waffle to help you guys out with, come on, prioritization. No. Anything else anybody wants to bring up? All right. That's it for me. Thanks for tuning in.
thank
Nice
you.
to talk to you guys.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.